Hi. So one of the biggest questions I get asked across the social media platforms is, how was I able to build my brand and my brand credibility across markets, locally, internationally, in a field that I'm not formally trained in? So for those of you who don't know, I studied veterinary medicine. That's what I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be a vet. But when I came home, it wasn't accredited here. And so I kind of picked up other things to do. So I started hosting. I would go to an event. I was invited to an event. I'd host it, and then all of a sudden, people kept on coming to me saying, "Hey, could you do this? Oh, we saw you do this at this event. Could you do?" And then eventually, I realized, oh, a light bulb went off. Oh, so this is a thing that people will pay for. I didn't even know I had this thing, whatever you call it. And unlike many people now, I didn't have all this reference and all this information about personal branding and how to brand. I didn't know what it was. All I know intrinsically, since I've known myself, I've always known what a reputation is and what you have to do to maintain a certain kind of reputation. So from core friends to co-workers to colleagues, I always gravitated towards, or a particular type of person always gravitated towards me. And I realized that I keep friends and I keep companionship and company with persons who have similar values and similar principles. So it wasn't before long people started, asking me to host this and host that, and I had to start making conscious decisions like, maybe this is not a right fit for me. No, this goes against what I believe, or whatever the case may be. And so what is interesting is before people used to just send emails, or they'll call and say, "Hey, I'm having this event. How much do you cost? Or what would your rates be?" And I'd have to say, first of all, what event is this? What company is this? What do you guys do? Who do you serve? I need to know who you are, because even as a host, even though you're just going up there to run a program, you are representing that client for 3 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours. You are the face, the voice of that event. And once you put your name or you put your image on that particular event, it's kind of an endorsement. It is. I don't care what anybody says. It is. So inversely, if I chose to go and do a job for an event that is way out of what I represent as a brand, people would look at me and say, how come Terri-Karelle doing that event? And so I've always been very careful to not just jump at the money, but to ask, how does this sit well with me? How can I add value to this particular event, and how does this event add value to me? So how has it been converted? I have consistently acted like this. I've gone through the routine of asking all of those questions before I say yes, or before I confirm. So has it worked? How has it converted? Interestingly, now I get clients who pitch. I am getting clients who are pitching their event to me. They're saying, here is why we think you should host our event. We want to convince you to host our event. Our event is this, we do that, we serve these people, corporate social responsibility. It's almost as if clients are now doing their homework. They're realizing the type of events that I do, the ones that I truly, buy into, and they want my buy-in. And so, you have to value your brand before anyone else does it for you. It's just a fact. And once you start sending out that message, you have to stand in that message. Every touch point, everything that you do, everything that you say is an extension of your brand. It is an extension of your reputation. But you have to be so consistent and so constant with it, delivering excellence all the time, and never kind of faltering and showing, flip-flopping behavior. You will find that people will notice you. Whether they're on your page, liking your posts or commenting, there are people who are there watching, lurking, who could be your next client. And they're looking at your history. And so I find it very humbling, actually, that clients would now come to me when they can really just choose any host. because there are more people like me who do fantastic jobs. So I think the mere fact that persons are now pitching, to convince me to agree to host their event says that I have done something right, well, in my opinion. And so when you're building your empire, when you're building your brand, you have to be true to yourself, you have to be true to your brand, and you have to make sure that if that's the walk you're going to make, then you're going to keep it that way. So I wish you guys all the best, and you can continue to ask me questions. I will try to answer them as best as possible.